Hey guys, we are back again with another Just a Chat 2 in 1 day.
Hello again.
So this one, we wanted to feature the Mario Kart 8 DLC, which was a very surprising announcement to say the least.
Surprising, yeah. I think I'm surprised that it was announced the way it was on the day that it was, but I've been holding out hope that this would happen, so.
Yeah, there was like a leak, if you want to call it that. I think it was maybe Wednesday or Tuesday,
yeah.
I don't even remember, but it was during the middle of the week, and it was discovered on the UK store, and one of the first things I saw was Link riding what was it, a cart?
Well, that was the image that sort of like went all over, that I saw all over the place. It was like, whoa, what is this? And it was like Skyward Sword Link riding a bike. And I was like, wait a second. And then you're like, is that real? And then you're like, oh, it is real. And
I almost thought I was dreaming when I saw it. I was like, oh my god.
It looks really weird. I mean, it's, as people said, now it's Super Smash Kart, basically, right? If you're going to go this route, it's just another Nintendo kart, which is fine. It doesn't bother me. So.
Haven't people been kind of asking for that, though, in a way?
Yeah, people have been asking for it. I think there's sort of a subset of people, the same people that are against the Mercedes-Benz DLC, that kind of would rather Mario Kart stay pure, but they've always been putting kind of sort of Mario characters in Mario Kart. There was in Mario Kart Wii, they put in Mii's. In Mario Kart 7, God, what was it? Oh no, I think I'm thinking of Mario Sports Mix, where they put the Dragon Quest characters in.
Oh yeah,
never mind. Well, that was another one of those weird crossovers, but that's not Mario Kart. People aren't as worried about the purity of the Mario sports games, I don't think so. But yeah, people seem to be really on board with this.
From the pricing to the characters and everything, it just seems like there haven't been a lot of complaints, which is good for Nintendo.
Well, what's in the whole package? Because all I know about is there's like some characters and I think 16 total courses or something.
Well, I can actually go over it if you want right now.
Let's do that first.
All right, so Pack 1 is Zelda Cross Mario Kart 8, which is coming out in November, and that includes the Tanuki Mario, Cat, Peach, and Link characters, and you're going to get 4 vehicles and 8 courses. So that's the first one.
Right.
And then the second one, which is coming out in May, also gives you 4 vehicles and 8 courses, and that's the Animal Crossing centric pack, and you'll get Villager, Isabelle, and Dry Bowser.
Yes. Okay. So you can get, I think, both of them. If you buy both of them at the same time, it's like $12 for the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Each costs 8 individually, and then if you buy them together, it's only 12.
Yeah, and we know that some of the courses will be old remake courses. Some of the courses will be based off of, I think we know that there's a Zelda-based course and an F-Zero-based course, probably an Animal Crossing-based course, right?
Yeah, I think I did see the Animal Crossing one.
But we don't really know any specifics other than Wario's Gold Mine, I think, was in there somewhere. The Wii track is being remade.
Yeah, that was pretty much confirmed.
Yeah, so... But we don't really know any of the specifics on the courses themselves. I don't think they said anything about battle mode courses, so that's probably out of the question for now.
Yeah.
I think one of the more frustrating things about this for me, even though I'm really excited for it, why wait until May of 2015 to release the second one? That's like a year after the game comes out. That seems like a really long time for me. Like I was expecting maybe they would say, here's the first pack in September, and then a pack in November, and then that's it. Doing one in November and one in May, I mean, that's 6 months apart for DLC packs, and I think that is maybe too far apart to do what DLC is supposed to do, which is kind of rebuild momentum for a particular game. I don't know if you are concerned about that at all, or if it bugs you. Maybe part of it is just I want the DLC sooner, and May is just too far away.
Well, I think you have a point, but on the other hand, you know, DLC gets a lot of complaints these days, and I feel like it's better to push out the release date of DLC rather than bring it in too closely.
Sure, yeah, that's definitely true, and I think the problem is Nintendo does DLC really well, usually. I think the only time people don't like it is kind of, I guess Wii Sports Club is maybe the most egregious people have considered them, like $10 per sport or whatever. But generally, they do a really good job of making it worth the money and making it substantial. And this is another one of those cases, so I think I just want it sooner than May. And because by May, Smash Brothers is going to be out, you know what I mean? And so there's not really as much of a need to carry Mario Kart's momentum any further. So I don't know. I think 16 courses is a really good amount, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's half of the courses that the game has in its vanilla form. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you're getting more vehicles and characters. So
Yes, more vehicles and characters. I think we've maybe hit the maximum possible amount of vehicle stat combinations. So it's mostly just visual, like aesthetic, as far as the carts are concerned. But I think it's going to be really cool just to see those things driving around. Have you done the Mercedes-Benz stuff yet?
I haven't tried the carts out. I've only tried out the actual update, the other things that come along with that.
Yeah, with the, you can view your win-loss record and all that extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I haven't tried the carts out either, so it's probably going to be more like that. I think, do you think they're going to end after Zelda and Animal Crossing, or do you think every 6 months until the end of the Wii U system lifetime, we're going to see, oh, here's a Metroid crossover one, because I mean, they have to integrate Amiibo, right? They said they were going to do that.
Yeah, that's a good point. This kind of indicates how they're going to use Amiibo, at least somewhat.
I mean, I still don't know how. I would have figured that you would buy the Link figure and that's how you would get the Link character. So if you're paying money for the Link character in the game, what does the Amiibo figure actually do? I am not sure. But we'll find out soon enough.
And at least now, Amiibo has at least slightly more uses.
Right, we can kind of see where they're going with Amiibo and Mario Kart, because now we see the Amiibo characters in Mario Kart.
Yep.
But it still isn't clear whether there's going to be like a Smash Brothers, stat tracking thing where you can use the Amiibo characters, or what exactly is going to happen with those. So, but if that's the case, well, how are you going to use the Marth figure and the Wii Fit Trainer figure and the Samus figure in Mario Kart, or won't they be used?
Wii Fit Trainer course.
I would love just a giant. It could be a battle mode course. You could just do it on the balance board. That would be great.
That would be amazing.
Perfect. Or in like a yoga studio or something. Or just on the Wii Fit trainer's face. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I would bet that they're going to do like DLC every 6 months, just forever.
Really think so?
Well, because they're not going to bring out another Mario Kart game. It's not like Call of Duty where the game comes out and then you do a DLC release every 3 months or 2 months. And then the next game comes out and then you do DLC for that game. This game is going to sell through the system's life cycle. So I don't see a reason not to do it spaced out, over the course of the system's life cycle. The fact that they're doing these two 6 months apart tells me that something about that just feels like this is a long-term thing, not a short-term thing. Plus the fact that we know Amiibo's going to be in there, and it's Zelda and Animal Crossing, which are two of not even the most popular franchises they could, rope in. Well, I guess Zelda would be, right? But there's so many other franchises you can rope in with Mario Kart and do DLC crossovers. There's just so much territory there. Why wouldn't they do that? Because then you just get more Mario Kart sales over the course of the lifetime. You get more news posts on websites and people talking about it and tweeting about it every time you release, Nintendo Kart X Wii Fit or whatever. It just seems too ripe of a field not to go, harvest the fruits of that potential something. There's an analogy there somewhere. But you know what I mean? Why would they not?
Yeah, I mean, you raise a lot of good points, but I still have some doubts that they're going to keep going with this, because Mario Kart 8 is going to keep selling no matter if they bring out more DLC, and I don't know. They're definitely not going to make another Mario Kart, so that's for sure.
Well, that's a good reason to keep doing DLC, isn't it? That's free money, kind of.
Yeah, although, with Mario Kart Wii, they didn't bring out another Mario Kart for that system, and they didn't do any DLC, and it continued to sell, and maybe they're just going to do these 2 DLC packs, and that could be it.
Why would they release a DLC pack a full year after the game comes out? That just seems so distant. Like, if your goal is just to get the best game possible out there and then let it sell on its own, why space it out so much? Because the DLC looks pretty far along. I mean, we haven't really seen anything other than screenshots, but in terms of the visual polish, doesn't seem like it'd be that complicated. So I don't know. If I'm going to make a prediction, I would bet that we're going to see DLC throughout the lifetime of the Wii U. I would bet.
Man, it's tough. My prediction would be no, but I could definitely see it happening.
Well, how did you feel before we knew DLC was coming? Did you think there was going to be course DLC?
I wasn't even really thinking about it. I mean, I was definitely surprised to see Zelda and Animal Crossing in there.
Yeah, no one really expected that even.
But I mean, the DLC was always a possibility, but I don't know.
Okay, you weren't even sure that they were going to do DLC at all, so
Yeah.
that makes you
I
even
mean-
more skeptical of my claim that it's going to be DLC Christmas every 6 months.
Well, it's not like we see DLC for every Nintendo game, so
No, and it is true that they did Fire Emblem DLC pretty long term after that game came out and then just stopped.
yeah, that's true.
But it wasn't a year. It was only, they did it for maybe 4 months after that game came out. I can't remember exactly, but it didn't feel more than like a couple of months. And then they stopped and now they're done. It just feels too spaced out for me not to, combined with everything else that we can see as far as Amiibo and Mario Kart is concerned and the way DLC functions in the wider industry. It's just seems too, it seems too likely that this would be a good idea that they wouldn't do it. But maybe not. Nintendo does things that seem like not good ideas a lot. So
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like it's far along, like you said, but maybe it is just a development. I don't know.
who knows? Well, we'll have to see. But I would really like Mario Kart DLC every 6 months. That's the other reason that it's going to happen is because I would like it.
I'd be open to that too, actually, because it's a neat idea.
I mean, $6 every 6 months. Sure. Basically you get a new mini Mario Kart game every 6 months, right?
Yeah.
Because the only difference between Mario Kart games, as far as practicality is concerned, it's just a course pack to a certain extent, right? You're not worried about like a new story mode or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's just you get a new mini Mario Kart game every 6 months. That's great. That's fine with me.
I would be totally okay with that too.
Yep. So yeah, Mario Kart DLC. I think that's about all that I have to say about it. I think. Do you have anything else in particular you wanted to touch on? I guess, do you think this is going to mean Smash Brothers DLC? That's a question.
I could definitely see Smash Brothers DLC happening.
Oh, please. That would be amazing. Because it's the same thing as with Mario Kart, where the Smash Brothers game's undoubtedly very different. Mario Kart game's undoubtedly very different from game to game in terms of mechanics. But getting new courses for Mario Kart or getting new characters and maps for Smash Brothers is kind of just like getting more Smash Brothers. It's not like it's a gimped version or like in Call of Duty or various other DLC driven games where you get kind of like this mini pack of missions that fits within the game. It's just more of the game, right? It's not a single player driven game. So getting more multiplayer maps for these types of things is just making the game bigger. It's like getting more, getting another small Smash Brothers game, if you will. So man, that would just be great. You could play Smash Brothers forever if you release DLC every 6 months.
That's true. And like
I would never put it down.
And like you said, Nintendo has been handling DLC very well, so I think a lot of people would welcome it.
Well, very well. Maybe not in a financial sense. I don't know how it's selling for them, but as far as customer loyalty and like treating people fairly decently, they're doing a really good job of it.
Yeah.
So I throw all the Smash Brothers DLC at me that you want. I mean, even if it's not new characters, just new maps to play on, great. I'll take it, definitely. But a new character every 6 months would be amazing also, because you would get a huge Smash Brothers character roster.
Yeah. So Nintendo DLC is good.
I mean, this tells me that they're more open to it, because Mario Kart didn't seem like the kind of game that had that infrastructure built in, and yet they're still doing it. So it wasn't like Wii Sports Club where you could see that there was room for expansion. You didn't necessarily see that with this game. Like it felt like a complete game, and yet they've still modified it to squeeze the DLC into it. So to me, that means anything is possible.
Yep, I guess we shall see.
Yep, indeed.
So yeah, I guess we are both out of things to say for this topic.
Yep, I mean, I'm going to try the Mercedes-Benz DLC at some point, so that'll be fun, and we'll see exactly how they handle that. I have no idea yet, so maybe that'll give me more of an opinion on how this should be handled going forward.
Yeah, and just to touch on the update quickly, since we both got a chance to try it, what do you think of it?
Oh, no, I didn't get a chance to try
didn't?
it. Nope, I haven't touched it.
All right,
I've stepped away from Mario Kart for a little while. I'll pick it up again soon, but no, I haven't tried the update or anything. What do you think about it?
I'd say it's pretty good. You know, you do see a lot of stats, which is what they promised.
Yep.
The kart customizations are saved, which is really good.
Yes.
Let's see, what else did they put in? Man. Oh, the mini map on the TV. That's very
Oh
good.
yeah, how does it, that? It doesn't get in the way or anything. They did a fine job with that.
I think it's fine.
Good, 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 good.
And I think there was something else. I'm trying to think.
Oh, I'm sure there's. I mean, Mario Kart TV. They made it so you could like edit other people's highlight reels.
Oh yeah, that was one thing I didn't try.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really gonna try that. But yeah, I mean, it seems like a good hearty update. That's a good change to the game. They fixed a lot of things that people didn't like, and even though they were minor, they still did it. So
yeah, I really like what Nintendo has been doing with in terms of updates, both regular updates and DLC.
it's almost a little bit more of a bummer that the Wii U isn't set up to handle DLC a little bit more easily, because we've heard from a lot of third parties that the general feeling is there's still kind of a lot of hoops you have to jump through to get downloadable content into your game. And I guess we've heard this mostly from guys like Ubisoft and EA, but their opinion is still completely valid, right? They've done DLC for a long time. So it's a little bit of a bummer that you kind of have to... It's not as bad as on 3DS where you had to release like a separate app to update Mario Kart or whatever.
Yeah.
But it would be great if this was just a totally free and open DLC society on the Wii U, but at least it's getting close, and at least Nintendo, who are the only people releasing games for it anyway, are doing really well with it. So
yeah, and maybe they can improve it in the future. Who knows?
Yep.
All right, so I think we will sign off for this discussion.
That sounds good to me.
And again, we thank you all for listening, and hopefully you enjoyed what we had to say.
Yep, and if you have any questions, maybe we should ask people questions someday and then answer them in these videos. I don't know. That's just an idea. Seat of my pants idea.
Tell us if you want something like that, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we are going to sign off now, and we will see you on the next Just a Chat.
Yep, see you guys later.
Bye.